you know, like how everyone's lost their jobs and like people can't pay for anything anymore. Like I'm losing subscribers on OnlyFans. Like it's my main source of income. Like I can't pay my rent anymore. I can't like work and even if I was to go back to work, like what am I supposed to do? Like go work at a strip club, which they're all closed down as well. They're all closed. Like all the strip clubs are closed. Like you can't even be fucking close to somebody because of social distancing. So I've got nothing else going for me. Like I have no other talent. Like I've got nothing else. I can't dance. I can't sing. I can't do anything. So like I don't understand. Like what am I supposed to do? I really just don't know what to do. I just want everything to go back to normal so people can keep subscribing to my.
So that's the voice of Billy Beaver. She's on OnlyFans. And she did a TikTok video talking about now that she's not making enough money and that she can't pay her rent after losing subscribers, and now trolls are attacking her. It's from dailydot.com. She was slut shamed about crying after losing her main source of income in a TikTok video. I've talked about OnlyFans and I've talked about the influencers. For those women that are on here that expect to make bank, right? Para ganar la plata. Do you think you're going to make money going on these sites and this is going to be an easy way to get income? Again, let me just remind people, women and guys too. Again, people think this is a good idea, but then on top of that, if you're not that good of an influencer where you're able to do adult minded stuff and you really know what to do things to help get an audience, listen, you basically have to do porn, and you have to be really doing good, more or less, porn or adult content or full nudity for people to go ahead and be influenced by you. So listen, she sounds like a sweet girl, but the thing is, she's probably, doesn't probably manage her money well, I would imagine, and probably struggles to go and keep money in check because she has a particular lifestyle she likes to lead. And this is where it even comes into a bigger problem where people who are influencers are also affected by all this. So that's what I'm going to go talk about. Let's get into the story here. So an influencer in Australia described her situation in an emotional TikTok video, claiming that as people are forced to tighten their belts, her subscriber count has dropped dramatically enough she cannot any longer pay her bills. So she says again, I really don't want to talk about it, but it's so humiliating and stuff. But everyone on TV is always talking about how everyone's lost their jobs and people can't pay for anything anymore. Again, this is where you follow the doom and gloom that is on your TV news on a regular basis. Local news is a different story. If you listen to my broadcasters podcast, I've been talking about this for weeks now. But the thing is that the national news media is advertiser driven, right? Privately owned, advertiser driven. They're looking to make money. So they're going to have a better job of making money than they are for doing on you. So the thing is, the scare factor, the panic buying, all this where you can't find toilet paper or beef or chicken or hair dye or whatever the hell it is. The reason we have all this going on is because the news is creating this, okay? They do such a damn good job of scaring the shit out of people. And they do it. And look at what people are being resorted to. Did this girl have to go and do this kind of thing? No. No sugar daddy, no other stuff. No, she decided to go the OnlyFans route, and it worked for a while. But then, you know what? Other people came along, more competition came along, and they said, you know what? I really don't need this anymore. I'm actually okay. Thank you very much. So again, she puts this out there. It sucks for her, but now she's stuck in a bad spot where she's like, okay, what am I going to do now? Like, here we go. She doesn't have a plan. Now she's scared because she says her rent's not being paid for. This is the way you're going to make income. You're not going to make steady income with this unless you are really good at what you're doing here. And for the most part, most people are not. That's what's going on. And that's what's unfortunate. But you know what? What are you going to do? So she's in a tough spot right now, and it sucks for her. Moving along. So they talk about OnlyFans, and they mention this, that performers and artists of all sorts have turned to a subscription-based model more and more over the last few years, with Patreon and OnlyFans encouraging a direct financial relationship between creator and customer. But again, that will not be consistent. While some use it as a supplementary income, which is what I'm talking about. but one that is constantly at the mercy of subscriber count. And with the current crisis, people who are seeing a decrease in subscribers from these sites aren't as easily able to go out and find new jobs to replace only any lost income from a loss of subscribers. That's why you got to have a side hustle. You got to have a few different pipelines of money coming in. If you can avoid having to go and just hold on to one, then find multiple. That's the whole point. Really, that is the reason why I'm doing the increase of videos and podcasts here, is because I am trying to go and build up the Amazon link, right? Trying to build up maybe donations. I don't expect to get that much, but you know what? My talent is the gift of gab. My talent is to do my research and to call out the bullshit when I see it. And there are certain things when I'm not podcasting, which is what the series is I want to be able to call out the certain things that I care about. From the ride sharing stuff to the sex and the porn, all that stuff, all the adult stuff that gets out there that gets all misconstrued and out of proportion. Things like this and so much more. But again, this story, I feel bad for the girl. But again, she then goes along and talking about how she's an influencer. But the point is, there are some influencers that are getting hurt effectively badly because it's what their source of income was. So here we are. Now, she told the Daily Mail, she's a stay-at-home mother, by the way. She's a stay-at-home mother? She says, it was instantly a great way to bring in an income for myself, and now it is my main source of income. Now, I still do perform strip shows and dancing, but during this isolation period, that isn't an option. I mean, I guess she can still do it from home, but that was because of the fact that she has the kids at home. Yeah, I guess that does make sense. While so many people are acutely familiar with what it's like to suddenly lose income during this time, not everyone is sympathetic with Beaver's plight. I will say I'm a bit sympathetic here because it is unfortunate that she is a mother. She's trying to keep a roof over her head. I don't know what the whole story with Australia is when it comes to lockdown or kind of relief that's out there, but that's what's an issue right now. But here's what she says here at the end, one part. One Twitter user actually mentions this, and this is pretty straightforward. I'm sorry, but being an influencer is not a career. You can make it a career. You can try. And if you have that much clout, that much celebrity status, that many subscribers that are on to you, and usually it's because you've been from somewhere else. Like you've been on some other TV show or something else. And Billy, I think, has been on TV before. But the thing is that the kind of audience she wants to bring on now, it's not there anymore. So that's her problem. And that's where she's at. So with that said, somebody else wrote to her and said, you should have gone to school, got a degree or something, but you didn't. Hence, you must face consequences and be responsible for those poor decisions you'd made. Oh, I'm not going to be that severe. Listen, but I mean, she can find ways to get around. I mean, there are ways for her to get around it and find something. Because look, everybody has a talent. She says she's not talented, but the talent that she has, I don't think some people really feel like it is. But you know what? Beauty is a skill. It's a God-given gift. She might not have necessarily talent in terms of being able to sing or dance, or I guess she's dancing, so I guess that's some talent. She's able to do strip shows. There is a thing where, beauty is a talent. I kind of consider it might be, if the way you use that beauty. But beauty is a gift. From what I have heard, women are blessed with beauty first in order then to be converted into wisdom when the beauty fades away. And that's what makes a great woman, isn't it? That's what I've heard of. I don't know. I don't know those. I'm still single here, so it doesn't make a difference to me. But that's what I've heard, and that's what I've kind of read about, and that's what I thought it might be. So anyway, a lot of people were saying things back to her. And then there's a story that came out that talked also about this. Influences in COVID-19. So let's bring that story up. Yep, coronavirus influencers' glossy lifestyles lose their shine. So yeah, people don't want to see you flossing around anymore and showing off your Gucci, your coat, your whatever you got. So here's what's going on here. This is from a couple weeks ago, but either which way, Manchester-born Jack Morris posted a photograph in a swimwear, standing in an infinity pool against a pink sunset in Bali. Well, the post caused 2.7 million followers of his to lash out, responding with comments like, things could be worse, mate. And so there's the picture. Yeah, that's really cute. And look at me, attention getting. So yes, that didn't probably go over so well. The economic consequences of the pandemic are far reaching, and advertising and marketing budgets are among the first things businesses cut back on. Spells trouble for the media industry at large, all the way from the biggest of newspaper brands down to the one person band, social media creators, or the influencers, we call them. So they used to have sponsorships. Those are all evaporating. And their ability to generate content as brands stop providing projects to try to ditch plans for press trips. Because now everybody, we're in this together. We're in this together. Contactless delivery. We're in this together. From home, just like you. And the influencers don't. And the problem is now is that the celebrities are trumping the influencers because the influencers, unless you have a good social media following and you're not just there just to go and monetize and make a buck, then it's a bigger difference. Now I might be trying to monetize a little bit. But what am I going to get? You know what I mean? I'm not overly some influencer. I'm here just to talk to my mind. I'm just a podcaster that talks my mind because I love radio. I like to talk. And these are things I normally wouldn't talk with friends of mine. Who am I going to talk to about this to, right? Family? No. So these are things I talk about where nobody else might talk about it, but that's the whole point. I'll talk to you. And maybe there's some people out there that'll listen and they'll hear me out and hey, maybe they'll comment, maybe they'll help out a little bit. That's what I'm hoping for. But for me, I enjoy this. Also, it's a good way to go and, make use of my time because I got time to go and talk and I got stories I want to talk about. So here we go. Win-win situation. Win-win 360. So another travel blogger writes in and says that my last trip was in February. It was go to Finland in March, Ethiopia in April, and the Maldives in next week. Price spending over half the year out of the country. Travel content creator Alex Oathwaite explains. She's right here, down here below. So ad revenue from her YouTube channel has dropped to less than 100 pounds, which is what, like 120 bucks American? No, or 80 bucks American. And she used to get 1,000 pounds a month. So she was making more like, I guess, what is it, like 1,400 bucks a month? That's not bad. She's lost money on trips for flights that have now been canceled. You have a lot of things like that where people are just getting hurt by what they were able to go and do to get people to watch. Birkin Boy, Israel Kassol, or Birkin Boy as he's known for his collection of handbags. And you can see him right here holding Gucci right now. Was from Brazil, but lives in London. He has designer handbags over 100,000 pounds. So I guess few $100,000. And he's paid hundreds of pounds to attend events and feature brands on his Instagram account. Now he has to borrow money from his father to make ends meet. He can't sell the merchandise. And to live that lifestyle, he's stuck. I mean, this is where listen, if you're going to make money, you got to have something else that's going on as a side hustle. Because if you're not putting the money away or making something of it, or you're not putting out any other income in, what are you going to do? But this is where people need to learn about. If you can try to stretch a dollar and save some money going forward, that's what we're going to have to learn to do. And there's going to be some ways where that's going to change anyway, because we're not going to have the restaurants or the clubs and some of the social events and venues that we go to right now. So where we spend a lot of money, we're not going to have those places. Some of them, we don't have bars. We don't have the social gatherings right now. Nothing there's for concerts or festivals or anything like that, or sporting events where you would just spend a lot of money. We don't have that right now. Nor are we spending the money for clothing that we would have for those events, let alone going out for a job or whatever, or a party. We're not even spending money for that. So people are going to get some money back. You might not believe it, but there might be some money you're getting back from this, or you just didn't have that money at all because it's the income that you have. But the truth is, I think some people are going to get some money back from what they're going to get. They're just not going to make money, but they'll be able to say something because they're not going to have that discretionary spending that they're used to having. And for some people, these influencers, whether it's Instagram or YouTube or whatever, or TikTok, then you don't have the way to go ahead and continue to get people going forward. And that's what's interesting. I love to really get an idea of what people are doing on social media. What are people engaging on more than anything else? Because for me, I have started getting on TikTok. I finally put up an account at Kika Podcasts. Listen, I'm getting a feel for it, but I'm watching more of what I want to see on there just to get a feel of music, what the younger kids are into. That's what I want to get in touch of what's going on with the other community. Because it's all started with like the Simp Nation stuff, because I was like, everything with simps and e-girls. I wanted to find out all about that. I was fascinated by it. And there's so much more. And now there's cooking videos and renegade, like K Camp videos and K Camp music from the movie called, or song called Lottery, things like that. The latest Doja Cat song, the latest Savage, Megan Thee Stallion song, things like that with the Beyonce remix, whatever. I want to see all that. Like I'm fascinated by it. It's something that kind of like really good is a good way to kill 30 minutes if you're just sitting around and you just need something a little random to watch. Aside from looking at Twitter, which I can go through most of the Twitter feeds that are out there, and I get a little tired of it. It just after a while, it's like kind of done. But yeah, social media influencers in general, they must be hurting right now. It must suck to be them. So in the story here, Israel now posts about organizing his wardrobe, ironing, and designer face masks. So that's what's going on. And people are not seeing too many videos because people are also posting older videos or older photo shoots, things like that. So there's not so much of that right now. So for anyone, quote, who has a problem with setting up an Amazon wish list or buying me coffee, etc., remember, I'm unable to do any sort of work right now, an influencer Mandy Rose Jones said on Twitter. So for those who want to support, it's nice to be rewarded for the hard work and energy that goes into creating fun content. But that's what's going on. People are struggling right now. That's just tough. So again, back to the OnlyFans stuff. I get back to this point. I say, poor Billy Beaver here. It's tough for her to go through this, but what are you going to do? I mean, it sucks. When I go into more stories about the Daily Mail and this story about her, it's unfortunate, but she's just going through a lot of stuff right now. She charged $12.99 a month for access to her pictures and made extra through tips and requests. And that's what's going on with her. And with that said, Daily Mail has all this stuff clicking around. So she's in a tough spot and sucks to be her. But maybe she'll find her way around. Here's kind of the stuff that she was actually putting out there. So you see pictures like this and other pictures like this, She told the Daily Mail, quote, I really want more people to understand and be aware that we do more than just taking a photo and uploading it. We have to find clients, marketing, advertising. We have to edit photos to meet certain criteria. And we have to continuously have content. We have to strain our bodies just like a laborer does. And people have the audacity to say that sex work isn't a real job. It's completely mind-blowing. Well, I don't knock her for saying that because, again, it is work. I mean, she is putting out now the whole essential worker things that she said in the video. That's a little off kilter, but again, I get it. Now, the other part that she gets right here, I can't really say too much of it because, it's what you can expect from people to go ahead and be, critical. That's the whole point. She continues then, I receive hate mail on a daily basis that I'm just a slut, a whore, and I should be disgusted to myself. I love my job. I choose my own hours. I provide for my daughter. I allow what people can and cannot see. I am in control of my body. Okay. Until OnlyFans kind of screws up and then they're able to go ahead and see what's in your account and somebody can go and hack it, just like that OnlyFans hack happened a few weeks ago. So look, it's unfortunate. I mean, in a very different way, a unique way. Listen, she's providing for her family, providing for herself. And again, she's using her beauty to make money. I don't see the difference between anybody who's a model or, either a lingerie model for, doing photo shoots or whatever. I mean, I don't see the difference. Yeah, there might be a thing where you're not, and again, I don't see her necessarily for what it sounds like. I don't think she's having sex with anybody. So again, it's just something that she's doing solo by herself. And she does have teams working around with her to go ahead and find sponsors or whatever, or find the right people that will help take the right photos, the fashion, all that stuff to make the content that people want. $12.99 is a lot though. But again, there are probably some people that afforded that. But you know what? $13 now. You're not going to watch your videos for that long. You're looking at your photos for a very long time. I mean, even the simp will not be on there for hours on end looking at your content. That $13 goes to a nice little subscription to Netflix with HD and a few extra people that could be on the plan. So there's that, or Spotify or Hulu. There's just that money could go somewhere else. That's a lot of money, man. That's $150 a year. When you can think about it, yeah, that's a subscription for something else, or that could be something else you can be putting towards whatever. That's the whole idea is that, the debauchery that people might want, because that's what I call it for guys, is debauchery. That maybe it's just that discretionary spending is just not much there anymore. And, you know, we're just, I don't think guys are willing to go and put that money out there right now when it's like they're not probably getting out too much and doing much of anything right now. Because at this point, we're waiting just for things to open back up. In Florida, eventually things will open back up. That'll be great. But for me, it's like, you know, if I were into the debauchery right now, I'm probably not really interested in spending that much. And I'm not. I haven't spent that much at all. Coming up on two months of doing this standing in here in the home. Now things are going to open back up, but you know, not everything. And I'm not necessarily happy wearing a mask outside. I don't want to have to go out that much with a mask if I don't have to. So I'll wait for things to get back to normal. If it takes a few more months, I think it'll take a few more months. But that's more than enough. I don't think we need to go farther than that. So for people that are going to be doing this influencer stuff, just keep in mind, you know, be creative of what you think you could do to keep people interested in you that's going to be different. You know, find something else you're good at. I know it sucks. I'm trying to figure that out myself. It's not easy. And it's not like you want to do something where you're doing remote work where you're going to try to do training, because I don't have the time for training, even though I'd like to. But that's where we are. Anyway, I'll leave it there. I'll come back for another video, or you're listening in. We'll talk next time.